What's up, everybody? Welcome into the Fantasy Football Game Show brought to you by Front Yard Fantasy here on Better Sports Network. I'm your host, Simon, joined as always by my very handsome and at least one maybe frozen co-host, John Luke Garofalo and Joey Wright. And joining us alongside them today is our great friend, Eric Romoff. For those of you that do not know Eric, you can find him on Twitter at FantasyNav. It's right there below his handsome face. He is the co-founder of Green Screens Media and Pros with Joe's Charity League and a contributor over at drroto.com and footballdiehards.com. Eric, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks for having me. I was planning on doing my best Frozen JL impression, but now that he's gone away, I don't think it would land as well. So I'm here and happy to announce that I have accepted an invitation to join the Big Ten.
Congratulations, you and everybody else in the southeastern United States is jumping ship to the Big Ten. And when JL gets back, we'll save that impression until then. Joey, how are you doing today?
Ate a bug over the weekend.
On purpose or on accident?
It was an accident. I was outside of Best Bagels in New York. It was the only bagel I had was in New York, and it was the best one. So I feel like their advertising is correct. And I was just standing there, and a bug flew in my mouth, and I choked on 48th Street and might have almost died.
You're a real New Yorker now, Joey. Choking on a bug, getting your bagel. That's the sign of a real New Yorker. And there's John Luke joining us. What's up, JL?
I made it. Was I frozen when we started?
You were frozen.
Was I making a stupid face?
No, just a normal one. One where I did one. The only reason I knew you weren't frozen was because you didn't blink, and you blink all the time.
Just let it go. Let it go, JL. Just, you're fine now.
Well, we got some people in the chat ready for today's show. Victor in here with the Hola Bro Chachos. What's up, Victor? Welcome in. We got Jay in here saying, Joey, you still owe me $15. Well, if you win today, Joey, that's wiped out, except you're the host. So you owe Jay $15.
I didn't think it would be that much.
We got Twin in the chat with the yo. What's up, Twin? And Scampers with the well, Scampers.
Well to you.
Albert in here with the hello, everyone. What's up, Albert? Glad to have you in here.
What up, Albert?
Greg coming in with the hot stats. Our guest is making his 14th appearance on FYF, tied for fourth most. He is 4-4 in games, but has not yet played Fantasy Fortune. So 14 times on the show, but we are playing Fantasy Fortune with you for the first time today. You ready, Eric?
I'm ready.
Never been more ready. Dustin in here with the hashtag Team Joey. Well, you're cheering for the host of the game today, then. And Dame's stopping by as well. Hey, everybody. Happy FYF time. It is happy FYF time. Scampers said JL looks terrifying. And I don't know if he means right now or when you were frozen.
Could have been any point in time.
I think it was when he was frozen. Yeah.
Just in general.
And Andrea in here saying hi, everyone. What's up, Andrea? Welcome in. Well, guys, today we brought Eric here, as alluded to by Craig, to play some Fantasy Fortune. But before we get into that, a couple reminders. First and foremost, if you're not already following our friend Eric, you need to go follow him on Twitter right now at FantasyNav. And while you're there, make sure you follow the link over to the Pros with Joe's Charity League. It is an awesome league that Eric put together where fans get to play with some of their favorite fantasy football celebrities, analysts, experts in a league to raise money for charity. Eric, do you want to tell people a little bit about what's going on right now and what this league is?
Yeah, I'll try to give the short version, which I'm never very good at. But your lead-in was spot on. Essentially, we are in an industry league, an experts league. But what is different about ours is that every single fantasy pro that is participating is co-managing a team alongside Joe, an everyday player that donated to that pro's charity of choice in order to win their way into the league. So this is our fourth year. I'm going to have 56 teams yet again. So 56 pairs of Pro and Joe. Right now, we are openly registering for this year's league. So if you want to find out more information, if you want to get your name on the list so that you will be notified when we are doing different promotions and giveaways, when we open up donations, best thing to do is to go to our website, which is proswithjoes.com.
Joey, I know you've participated in the past in this event and had a great time. Jay as well.
I've never felt like the belle of the ball more than when I was with Pros with Joe's because it's people bidding on me, and that's never happened before. And so much that I had to stop myself this year. It was just like it got to my head way too much.
Attention and charity. That's a combo.
We put Joey on ice this year. We're like, look, you just need to hit the showers, collect yourself. Maybe next year.
He'll be
for
back
his own
next
good
year.
and for all of our goods.
Yeah.
Well, guys, after you check out Eric and pre-register for the Pros with Joe's charity tournament, head on back over here where you're watching and hit that subscribe button on our YouTube channel at Front Yard Fantasy. Easiest way to show your support for what we're doing. And make sure you never miss any shows like this one, live every day at 3 p.m. Eastern time, Monday through Friday, but none of the other days, because those aren't the days we're on. And one last reminder before we get in there, guys, you can start a 7-day trial of Fantasy Alarm's All-Pro subscription and get the Fantasy Football Draft Guide and Cheat Sheet free if you go to fantasyalarm.com/draft. Again, that 7-day free trial is free right now, and everything we've been mentioning here is included with that free trial. With that being said, Joey is running our game today. We're going to get into that ever so shortly here. I'm going to explain the rules. Joey's going to pull up the game board, and then we are going to get going. The game today is called Fantasy Fortune. And if you've ever watched Wheel of Fortune, this is going to look eerily familiar because it's a direct ripoff. But instead of spinning the wheel, contestants are going to be answering 50-50 NFL or fantasy-related trivia questions in order to guess a letter that appears in the puzzle. For every version of the consonant that you guess that shows up, you will get $500 added to your round bank. Now, you can do this up to 3 times in a row. That is question correct, consonant correct. If at any point during your turn you get either of those wrong, your turn is immediately over. Also, if you get 3 correct, you will have 5 seconds to solve the puzzle. If you are unable to, your turn will also be over, but you're going to bank all of that money that you have in your round bank so far. So there is a reward for being good at the trivia, even if you can't quite solve that puzzle. We're going to go like this till we run out of questions or run out of time, at which point whoever has the most money is going to be our Fantasy Fortune champion. You guys ready to get in there?
Yep.
Let's go.
Oh, and I forgot the 2 options that you have during your turn. Eric, completely skipped over this. I was trying to screw you from the beginning since I'm a contestant. There are 2 more rules on your turn. At any point in time before a question has been asked, you can choose to buy a vowel, which will cost you 100 per instance of the vowel that shows up, but you need to have a minimum of 500 in your round bank in order to do so. You can also choose to solve the puzzle at any time. This immediately ends the round. You bank all of the money in your round bank up to that point, unless you have less than 1,000, at which point you will bank a minimum of $1,000. Now, both of those options have to be done before your next question has been asked. Otherwise, it's too late. You got to answer the question first. All right, before we get in there, I see Scott Fish stopping by in the chat. What's up, Scott? Says, how many appearances have I made, Craig?
Craig.
I don't know, Craig. And Craig in here said, Scott Fish, you are at 14 completely unscheduled appearances. So tied with Eric, but none of them scheduled.
Thank you for making that distinction.
All right, Joey, I'm going to pass this off to you to get us going on today's game.
All right. So all those rules that Simon just gave us, Eric and chat that's watching right now, just forget them because the first one is going to be a toss-up. I'm slowly going to reveal letters. And as I reveal them, I'm trying to pull the puzzle up. There we go. If you know the player's name, this will be an NFL player. Go ahead and say the name, your name, and then you solve the puzzle. Everybody understand?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. I was looking for Eric's nod, Simon and JL. I knew that you guys know how to play this game. All right, guys, I'm going to start in 3, 2, 1.
Very
assumptions,
Joey. Very
I did forget how to play pole perception not long ago, so this is true. All right, here we go.
Simon. Cooper Kupp.
Simon, no, you're wrong.
Damn it.
Eric. That K changes everything. I was going to say Brees Hall, so I'll just say that once again.
Brees Hall.
It is not Brees Hall.
So now it's just on to JL. You can wait as long as you want.
Can I go
Aw, dang it. Now I know it.
AL.
JL.
Kareem Hunt.
Did he say AL?
I'm sorry, JL. The other 2 missed it, and you are correct. Good job, JL.
Thank you.
All right, so you're going to get $500 for solving that correctly.
Yeehaw.
All right, so good job there, my friend.
Oh,
and I want to ask you guys real quick about Kareem Hunt. He's visiting the New Orleans Saints today. So with all that talk and what could be happening, how do you guys feel about Kendra Miller and Jamal Williams if Kareem Hunt were to go to the Saints?
I just can't stop thinking about how many different names could potentially fit into that slot.
It's a lot.
Like Eric and I both had a different name within 5 seconds. His still worked with a letter revealed, and it was Kareem Hunt. If they had Kareem Hunt to that backfield, it is not a non-issue for the options there. He's one of the better free agent running backs that's been floating around, and I feel like we've been waiting for him to sign to spell fantasy doom and gloom for the other backs in that offense. I'm way more concerned, or it removes a lot of the upside for Williams if he does end up signing there. And then if he signs there, that probably says a little bit more about what the Saints are expecting from Alvin Kamara, maybe from a suspension standpoint and from a just general ability standpoint. There was talk that he had lost some of the edge that he had whenever we did see him on the field last year. Maybe a signing of Kareem Hunt shows that they just want another body in that room.
Eric, Simon brought up something I thought was really important about Alvin Kamara. We do know now that it's a 3-game suspension, I believe was announced. Okay. How far are you moving Alvin Kamara up in your rankings or down compared to where you had him before? And I guess, let us know where you have Kamara.
So I was actually a bit more, what's the best way to put this? I wasn't as worried about the suspension over the course of the offseason as it seemed like the market was, right? The market kind of had him down into the 7th or 8th round, kind of at its lowest. For me, I was comfortable taking him in the 6th round, which is about where I think his ADP is going to kind of rebound to. So he goes from being, one of my favorite middle round values to target to now just being kind of an at cost player, right? So fortunately, I got my shares and my exposure to him earlier in the offseason when he was a little bit better of a deal. But ultimately, I think he's going to serve his 3 games, and I think he'll step back into a very similar role to what we've come to know from him in his tenure in New Orleans, right? I think this Kareem Hunt visit is more smoke than fire, and if they do go out and sign him, I mean, at that point, there's got to be some concern, right? Kareem Hunt is kind of he's sort of the cheapest of the top options on this very busy RB free agent market. So clearly they would intend to use him if they meet the price that he's going to ask for. But I think this was more of a due diligence, kind of get him into camp, see if there's anything there. But I would be surprised if the Saints end up signing Hunt.
I loved what you said, like the cheapest. It's almost like he's the end of a tier, like
right.
Ezekiel Elliott, Leonard Fournette, Kareem Hunt,
tier
break. And then so if you want the best value, you probably go for Kareem Hunt out there. But it's still signaling that they value one of those top tier backs in free agency right now if they do sign him.
Now we got Dustin here saying Hunt is washed. I hope that he showers every day. That'd be nice if he did.
He's just stealing Craig's joke in the chat.
Oh, Craig! I didn't even see Craig said it. Craig, you're always a step ahead of me.
Great joke, Joey.
Oh God, I'm just failing all over the place today. Tyson's here though. Happy Monday. Happy Monday to you, Tyson.
What up, Tyson?
All right. Well, JL, you got that correct on the toss-up, so you get to go first in our next round. So let me pull up the board for the next round.
Yeah.
The category will be Player Broadway Mashup. Just got back from New York, so I felt this was pretty, apt, and JL did too. So, all right, so JL, you get to go first. Would you like a 50-50 question, or can you solve?
I would like a question, please.
All right, so the first category will be PPR fantasy points. I'm going to give you 2 players, and you tell me which one had more PPR fantasy points last season. JL, I'd like to know who had more PPR fantasy points last season, George Kittle or Jamal Williams?
Jamal Williams.
JL, that's correct. What letter would you like to guess?
Go with an N.
N as in Nancy. There is 1 N.
Okay.
JL, now you have the option. You can, let me put the value in there. You can choose to buy a vowel, you can solve, or you can take another question.
I'll take another question.
All right, next question. PPR fantasy points. Who had more last season, Stephon Diggs or Amon-Ra St. Brown?
Oh, no, Joey. I like both of these guys.
I do too.
I think Diggs did.
Is that your answer?
Diggs. That's my answer.
You are correct, sir.
All right.
It'd be rude if I asked you a Stephon Diggs quiz.
Go with a D. Give me the D, Joe.
D. There are 2 Ds.
Okay. I would like to.
You owe jail $500 down.
I do. I'm going to add it at some point. I'll figure it out.
All good.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I'll take another question, actually.
All right. Your third and final question, JL. Just a reminder, if you get this correct, you will get to bank all of this beautiful cash. All right. So which player had more PPR fantasy points last season? Geno Smith or Ramondre Stevenson?
Geno Smith.
JL, you are correct. So you get to guess the letter. If you get it correct, you will bank this money.
Player Broadway mashup. Oh, let's go with the T.
JL, 1T. Well done there. You're going to get to bank all this cash. And I will add 500 to your score. 1 second. There we go. And I'll add 500 to your score real quick.
Reminder while Joey's doing
5 seconds to solve.
I can't solve it, so you can move on.
Okay.
Before we move on to Eric, a reminder to everybody in the chat to play along. Throw your answers in there if you haven't played with us before. And with that reminder, our 3 contestants, make sure you got the chat closed. Get the comments closed, screen full screen, whatever you got to do, because our chat will likely solve these before we do.
And they have solved it. So good job, chat.
Nerds.
All right. So, Eric, would you like a 50-50 question or would you like to solve? If you solve, you'll get $1,000.
I'll take a 50-50 question because I have no idea what this is.
I need to clarify something. We are not going to send you $1,000. It's fake money. We do have Cole's
cash, right?
So I just wanted to make sure
he knows what's up.
I didn't commit to sending you money because I already owe Jay $15 and he's not going to let me forget it. So, all right. So, Eric, 50-50 fantasy question. Remember, this will be PPR fantasy points. Who had more PPR fantasy points last season? Justin Herbert or Derrick Henry?
I'm going to go with Justin Herbert.
Eric, I'm sorry, he did not. Simon, we're going to go to you. Would you like a question or can you solve?
I'm going to need a question there, Mr. Joseph.
Okay. All right, 50-50 fantasy question. PPR fantasy points. Who had more fantasy points last season? Nick Chubb or Najee Harris?
Nick Chubb.
You are correct, Simon. What letter would you like to guess?
L as in loser.
There are 2 L's, Simon.
2 losers.
Well done there. Whoa.
Oh, shoot.
You're right there. Now you have the option, Simon. You can buy a vowel, solve the puzzle, or you can take another question.
Well, I will take that solve the puzzle option. Those L's made me realize that there isn't another name that Todd is short for. And this is Sweeney Toddell Beckham.
That is correct, Simon. It is Sweeney Toddell Beckham. Toddell Beckham. I don't know how to pronounce it.
I was trying to fit Todd. I was like, Todd.
Toddothy. I just kept thinking Toddothy.
This was originally Sweeney Todd Gurley, but I had a conversation with Jay Felicio, and we worked this one into it instead. Yeah.
This is better.
Well, because it's not a current player, but we found Odell Beckham. So thanks for the help on that, Jay. All right, Simon. So it's been a few months now since Odell Beckham signed with the Ravens. How are you feeling about him now in this Ravens receiving core?
There's general excitement for the opportunity that exists for insert target leader after Mark Andrews on the Todd Monken-led Ravens offense. I'm not fully convinced that it is going to be Odell Beckham. I don't think he's the most likely or even the second most likely necessarily to fill that role. Rashad Bateman and Zay Flowers are probably both ahead of him in the pecking order when it comes to most likely to be the second target on the team after Mark Andrews. That being said, we've seen Odell Beckham Jr. play fantastic football. He's entering an offense with a new offensive coordinator that maybe doesn't necessarily have allegiances to previous players, and there's a lot of new faces in that room anyways. Where he's getting drafted, I think you can take a shot on Odell Beckham Jr. And if he is the one in that offense, then you hit gold because I have a feeling this is going to be, and by a feeling, I mean, Todd Monken has said time and time again that he plans on this being a heavier pass offense this year than Ravens have seen in the past. It's opportunity,
Eric,
and it's probability.
Yeah. Eric, your normal draft strategy, if you've got a veteran with some proven talent that's going to be on a team, would you rather take somebody like him or would you rather take the upside of a rookie, maybe say Jonathan Mingo or Josh Downs this season?
So that's an interesting comparison, right? Of the two, I probably like the price tag of a Mingo more than I like Odell Beckham, right? Where he's sitting right now, he's being drafted right around number 100, right? So you're looking at about an 8th round draft pick. And there are a lot of question marks about his opportunity that you're going to have to at least navigate through in order to pay that ADP, right? So, for me, the story with Beckham is twofold. One, I had no idea that Todd was shorthand for Toddell, so definitely going to file that one away. But two, it really comes down to how this plays out with Rashad Bateman, right? He opens up the offseason mini camps, the OTAs on PUP. There's reporting, I think it was today or maybe yesterday, that he's progressing, but still no definitive timeline, right? So if we get to a point where the first game of the season looms and Bateman is either not back or still hobbled by this injury, then obviously that opens up the door for Beckham. But where we sit right now, I think his ADP is a little bit higher than I want to pay.
Okay. All right. So I mentioned the chat Tyson. Was. Oh, good.
We got a question from Tyson in the chat. If I could pull it up here, it says doing a 10-league PPR team right now. Doing a 10-team league PPR league. Would you take CMC Eckler or Jamar Chase at 2? So out of those 3 guys, who are you guys picking?
I see he's at number 2. So I had this exact decision this weekend, and I took Jamar Chase, and I was pretty confident in it in the PPR league. Yep.
I think I would go with firmly CMC. So that's right.
Really?
Yeah.
Can I tell you why I went? Because I had the choice. Because Justin Jefferson went 1. The reason that I'm in on Chase and I moved off CMC has to do with Cooper Kupp. I was very high on Cooper Kupp. Cooper Kupp was my wide receiver too. But with him now possibly dealing with an injury just to start training camp, I now think that might be just a 2-man tier for me, which before it was a 3-man tier. So because of that, I'll take position scarcity in my mind at the tier. That's why I took Jamar Chase. But I still love CMC. It's not a bad pick at all.
What about you, Eric? Out of those 3 guys, which one are you picking?
Yeah, I'm right there with Joey, right? Especially in these shorter formats, a 10-team league, like having an elite option at any position is such an advantage to where Chase and Justin Jefferson are in a tier among themselves. And the thing with Chase, a lot of what held him back last year was his ability to take the field when he was on the field. I mean, his target share, his red zone attempts, his average depth of target, basically all of the underlying stats that you look for a breakout candidate were, off the charts, right? So if he's out there playing a full complement of games, I mean, I certainly wouldn't be surprised if he finishes as the wide receiver 1 overall. And also, Joe Burrow still has a fair amount of unrealized upside, right? I think we're going to get to a point where Burrow is routinely pushing for or surpassing 5,000-yard passing seasons, and he hasn't gotten there yet. So Chase has been able to do what he's done in his young career without his pass catcher really realizing his full potential yet. So I love getting that upside early in the draft.
Absolutely.
I think you win no matter who you take here, but I'm just not taking Eckler out of those 3 options. If you want a wide receiver, go with Chase. Okay. If you want a running back, go with CMC. Just the slight unknown of a new offensive coordinator who's not known for the dink and dunk that the previous offensive coordinator for Eckler was is enough to put him just ever so slightly behind those 2 guys. It's not like a tier breaker or anything, though.
Yeah, good call.
I mentioned the chat, sniff this one out pretty quick. Dustin, well, Joey saw Sweeney Todd, so it could be the first half. I did. Sweeney Todd was incredible. Everybody, if you have the chance to be in New York, go see it. And then Craig was the first one to get it. Sweeney Todd all Beckham. So good job, Craig.
Cool. Nice. Scott Fish in the chat said Sweeney Todd Monken.
That's where I went. That's the only Todd I could think of.
I didn't think of that one. Oh.
But again, I didn't know Todd was short for Todell. So
Todell.
I thought maybe Todrick.
Todrick.
All right, move on to our next puzzle, guys. This category will be one that I've mentioned that I don't like. However, now I like Rhyme Time because I came up with this puzzle and I'm really proud of it. So who solved that correct? Simon, you got that correct. JL, we're going to go back to you. You get the first 50-50 question or you can solve.
Take the question.
All right, reminder for our contestants, please get out of the chat. All right, 50-50 PPR question. Who had more PPR fantasy points last season, Lamar Jackson or Tom Brady?
Lamar Jackson.
Sorry, JL, that's incorrect. Eric, we're going to come to you.
Oh, man.
And I can't even plan that out better. My quarterback for sure. Quarterback, look at that. All right. Eric, 50-50 PPR question or you can solve.
Give me the question.
All right. Who had more PPR fantasy points last season, Devonta Smith, or T. Higgins?
Ooh. This one's so close. I think it's Devonta Smith during the regular season, right?
Is that your final answer?
Yeah, let's go Devonta Smith.
Yeah, you are absolutely correct, sir. What letter would you like to
Nice.
guess?
Give me an R.
R for Robert. There are 3 Roberts on this puzzle.
Wow.
Just like that. Good job, Eric. So now you have the choice. You can buy a vowel, you can solve, or you can take another question.
I'll take a question.
All right. PPR fantasy points. Who had more last season? Tony Pollard or Garrett Wilson?
Tony Pollard.
You are correct, Eric. Would you like, you can guess another letter. You don't, I don't have to ask if you want to. You get to.
Ooh.
What letter would you like to guess?
Give me a P for Pollard.
P for Paul.
Oh, for Pollard. Never mind.
Oh, very well.
Yeah.
You tied that in, Eric. Oh,
the
we have some
Oh.
P's. Do we ever? There are 4 of those bad boys up there.
4 Robert Pollard.
1, 2, 3.
His name was Robert Pollard.
His name was Robert Pollard. Remember that, Joey?
PPR.
Remember when you couldn't get the his name was Robert Polson question on Jeopardy?
It was about that movie quote. You like movies?
That usually that my mistakes on the show don't go past the fantasy community. That one made it out to my movie friends, and none of them talk to me anymore. So
yeah, once the Inquirer got it, it was bad. It's all done from there.
Yeah. All right, Eric, that was your second correct question in a row. So you can either choose to buy some vowels or take another 50-50 question, or you can solve.
We'll keep the streak alive with some questions. A question.
All right. PPR fantasy points. Who had more last season? Amari Cooper or Kenneth Walker?
Ooh, Cooper had such a good year too. Give me Amari Cooper.
Amari Cooper is correct. Eric, if you guess a letter and it's correct, you get to bank all of this money.
I've already asked for a P, so give me the D.
Oh, you naughty, naughty boy. Let's see if there's a D.
Might as well get them all.
There is no D in this whole puzzle. I apologize. Simon, we're going to go to you.
Low rolled me.
And I'd like to take a shot at this one.
Hold on 1 second. There we go. Yep, go ahead.
Cleaning up the pooper with Amari Cooper.
Simon, that's incorrect.
No.
Sorry about that. JL, we're headed to you.
You really let me
sit
really
in
that
good
one
guess.
for a second.
I need a question.
All right, 50-50 PPR question headed your way. Who had more points last season, Aaron Jones or James Conner?
Aaron Jones.
Aaron Jones is correct. JL, what letter would you like to guess?
Ooh, let's go with an N, please.
N for Nancy. There is 1 N in this puzzle. JL, you can either buy a vowel, take a PPR question, or you can solve.
I can't solve it. Oh,
Have you
I'll take a
tried
question.
cleaning up the pooper with Amari Cooper? You could just say that again.
I've tried, but it doesn't help. It doesn't help me solve this puzzle. It gives me a clean yard.
A toilet.
All right, Joe, take a question.
Question. All right. PPR fantasy points. Who had more last season? Jerick McKinnon or Tyler Lockett?
Yeah, JL. Who was it? Huh?
Tyler Lockett.
JL, you're
Oh,
correct.
stupid
What letter
man.
would you like to guess?
I was right?
Yeah, you were absolutely right.
Ooh.
Unless I was wrong, and then you would be wrong. But if you were correct and I'm correct, we're both correct.
Okay, let's go with a C.
A
That's
C.
smart.
There are 2 C's.
Man.
You can buy a vowel, JL. You could take another PPR fantasy question. If you get that right,
I'll
you
buy
will
a
get to
vowel.
bank whatever money. Buy a vowel? What vowel would you like?
I'll buy an. Can I buy an E, please?
E.
I'm gonna kill you if this is what I think it is, Joey. If still, I hate you.
3.
Can I buy another vowel, please?
Yeah, you can.
Can I buy an O?
An O.
I'm just gonna spend all your damn money. Oh, it's not what I thought. Thank God.
2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, Jail. You still have money. You can buy more vowels. You can take a question.
Okay. I'll take a. Oh no, I'm gonna mess this up. I'll take an I.
An I. There are 3 I's. 2, 3. 1. Oh. 1, 2, 3,
Oh, dang it. Now I know what it is. It's in between the two that I thought originally. On a scale of should Joey say that live on air. This one, you're good. The other one, I really thought you went a little.
I don't know what the
far
other one is, but I can't wait to see what it was. All right, Jail, you get to take your third. Would it be your third question? I believe it would be,
so.
yes?
Yeah.
Or you can solve.
No, I need a question.
All right, 50-50 PPR fantasy points. Who had more last season, Travis Etienne or Mike Evans?
Don't do it, JL. Mike Evans.
You are correct, JL.
Nice.
You get this letter right, you get to bank all of this money that you had a lot more a little bit ago.
Yeah, this is a poor idea. Let's go with a T.
T as in Tom. There are 2 T's. And I'm going to give you 5 seconds to solve, JL. 3.
Closing up the pooper with Amari Cooper.
I'm sorry, JL. Eric, we're going to come to you. JL, you will get to bank all that money. Eric, you can either solve or you can take a question.
I will solve. It is, I believe, it is clogging up the pooper with Amari Cooper.
Eric.
Clogging.
It is clogging up the pooper with Amari Cooper.
Oh, I should have went with G. Damn it.
All right, so should I
The
give
letters
you
we wish we could
here?
have back. He gets 3,500. He had 3,500 before
35
JL put it down there.
He did?
Yeah, whenever you move someone's money from the round down, it deletes their money that they had previously earned.
Mm.
Oh, I apologize.
No, you're good.
How dare you? I have big plans for that Coles cash. Thank you very much.
There you go.
Man,
all right, so
holiday budget.
Last year, Amari Cooper had his 6th 1,000-yard receiving season of his career. In 2023 will be his 9th season. So, Eric, do you see Amari Cooper surpassing 1,000 yards again, or do you think this is kind of the end of the road for him?
Yeah, I think he can do it again this year, right? He showed as recently as last year. He's still got plenty in the tank, and if nothing else, I think the undercurrent that is coming out of Browns camp over the course of this offseason is they are completely bought in on the passing game, right? They are trading limited draft capital to go out and acquire Elijah Moore. They go out and use limited draft capital, a pick to bring in Cedric Tillman, right? So, all the tea leaves seem to indicate that the Browns really want to kind of unleash Deshaun Watson and really put a point of emphasis on the passing game. And while there are certainly more mouths to feed in Cleveland, I think that Amari Cooper still leads that wide receiver core.
I'm with you, Eric.
Yeah, what do you think?
Yeah, I agree with both Simon and Eric on that. It's hard to see any of those wide receivers on that team outperforming Amari Cooper. He's the very young age of 28 years old, 29. And yeah, I think he's in the prime of his career.
Prime of his life, really.
Yeah,
except it'll probably keep staying the prime of his life, whatever.
It'll probably just keep upping. Yeah, it'll probably just keep reaching new heights.
Yeah, forever. I'm with you, Jill, on that point, especially his age always being the prime of his life, no matter where he's at.
No matter what.
Eric, something you hit on, I hadn't even realized the last season wasn't just good for him. Statistically, I know there's an extra game compared to some of his other seasons. It was one of his best seasons he's ever had. He had the most touchdowns of his career and top 3 yardage season of his career. The dude didn't just play all right last season as far as what Amari Cooper can do. We saw some of the best football out of Amari Cooper we've seen in his career so far. So I'm in. I missed on him last year. I'm not missing on him again this year just because it's the stinky Browns. My favorite team.
I really wish Craig
them.
would have texted me this one and not put it in the chat. Thinking we are fierce with Damian Pierce. I like that. It's not that.
Knowing we are fierce with Damian Pierce.
Yeah, confidence, Craig.
Big
sitting on
energy.
the pooper with Amari Cooper. And then let me see. Scamper's cleaning up the pooper. Who's right with you, Simon. But Dustin, knowing his toilets, clogging up the pooper with Amari Cooper.
Nice.
Yeah, good job,
like
Dustin.
Tandem situation, or
I haven't
one after the other.
As after it was, I'm like, I'm not going back, but I did think of that, like, oh, how do two people clog up a toilet?
I'm not sure how that could happen.
There's a public restroom on Clemson's campus that has 2 toilets without any divider between them, like sit down toilets, where you can just sit there. It's in the basement of the clock tower building on campus. There's 2 toilets just next to each other, nothing in between them. You can sit and hold hands with your buddy while you're clogging up the pooper.
I like it.
That seems like it'd be a fun competition. Like, all right, and go. I don't know.
There's a scale in the bottom
like
of each
a literal
toilet.
pissing contest.
All right, let's go to the next puzzle before I dig myself another hole here.
They're like lights and a grand prize.
Hey, that's like the dumb invention I mentioned on the morning show. Remember, it wasn't mine. I didn't take credit. It was my dad's old coworker. But the one where it's like the fair carnival game with the squirt guns, where you try to hit the target and then the thing goes to the top, but it's that in urinals. And you can have a peeing contest where it launches the rocket up to the top just with your pee with your friends.
It doesn't have to just be urinals. It could be toilets too.
It could be.
I think Dave and Buster's had something like that.
Really?
I want to say, like you pee in the thing and then it played piano music. I don't know.
A little different. Joey. We're no musical. Joey just peed on the piano game at Dave and Buster's.
I just went to FAO Schwartz
the last time he was
the
allowed
piano.
there.
It's like, and here's chopsticks. I don't know.
Dude's like, they had that game at the fair right before he got kicked out.
All right. Next puzzle. My favorite category in the world that I created, banned items. These are 3 individual banned items from Levi Stadium where the 49ers play. So I went to their website, found out some what you cannot bring there, and found out about this because Taylor Swift was playing there. So there was some extra ones on there, but it is for football games as well. So let's see. Eric, you solved that one correctly. So Simon, you're going to get to a first in this next round. Would you like to solve or would you like a 50-50 question?
Give me that 50-50 question, Joey.
All right. PPR fantasy points. Who had more last season? Chris Godwin or Dak Prescott?
What a stupid question.
Thank you.
Dak Prescott.
Simon, I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Jail, we're going to come to you.
Freaking stinker.
Would you like a question or would you like to solve?
Question me.
All right. PPR fantasy points. Who had more last season? Alvin Kamara or Drake London?
Kamara.
Jail, you are correct. What letter would you like to guess?
Go with an N.
N is in Nancy. Sorry, Jail, there are no N's.
Damn,
Eric, we're coming back to you. You can solve or you can take a question.
Give me a question.
All right. Who had more PPR fantasy points last season? Jacoby Myers or Jerry Jeudy?
Oh, wow. This is going to be disgusting. I'll just say it's Jerry Jeudy. I know it's Jerry Jeudy. Make it Jerry Jeudy.
You are correct. It is Jerry Jeudy.
It's Jerry Jeudy, Joey.
All right. I will take a T.
T is in Tom. There are 2 T's. It's going to give you $1,000, Eric. You have the option. You can buy a vowel, take another question, or you can solve.
I'll go with another question.
All right, sure. Next question would be, in PPR fantasy points, who had more last season, Mark Andrews or Terry McLaurin?
Ooh, Andrews had kind of a down year. Andrews. McLaurin. I'll go with Mark Andrews.
I'm sorry. I'm not laughing. You got it wrong. I'm laughing because of what Scamper said.
You
all right.
dick, Joey.
Yeah, sorry.
That's how he tells
It
people
was
they're
Terry
wrong. Is he
McLaurin.
just laughs in their face.
Simon, it's going to come to you, even though you called me a jerk. You actually didn't call me a jerk. You called me something much worse than that. It's going to come to you, a 50-50 question,
Richard.
or you can solve.
Okay, Richard, I'll take a question. Wait, did
right,
Eric get
who
that
had-
last one wrong? Is that why it's my
He
turn?
did.
Gotcha.
Oh, okay.
I apologize for laughing at him. Yeah. Who had more PPR fantasy points last season, Chris Olave or Brandon Ayuk?
That would be Brandon Ayuk.
Ooh, you sniffed it out. You are correct. It was Brandon Ayuk. What letter would you like?
An S, as in say yes to the dress.
There are 5 S's. 1, 2, 3, 4,
Look
5.
at all that money.
Look at all that money. Simon, you've got the option. You can buy some vowels. You can take
Yeah,
another question,
you know what?
or
Let's buy.
you can't solve.
Let's buy an E.
A buy an E. All right, Simon. There are 3 E's. It's going to take $300 away from you, but maybe make the puzzle a little clearer for you. Would you like to buy another vowel?
No, let's take a question.
Okay. Next question to be let's move away from those PPR fantasy points, and let's head over to the FanDuel Sportsbook and look at some division favorites. I'm going to give you 2 teams from different divisions, and you tell me which one is more favored to win the division. Do you guys understand that?
I got you. Just more likely to win their division.
Correct. So, Simon, who's more likely to win their division? The Buffalo Bills or the Baltimore Ravens?
Oh, the Bills are at like plus 150, I believe, to win their division. And the Ravens, because of the Bengals right there, I think are a little bit higher. So I'm going to say the Bills. The Bills.
And the Bills would be correct, Simon.
The letter I would like here is an L, as in let there be L's.
All right, let's see. Is there any L's? There are 2 L's, Simon.
L as in let there be L.
So you have the choice to either buy a vowel or take another question, or you can solve.
Let's buy another question for free. Give it to me. Third question.
All right. If this is your third question, if you get this correct, you will bank all of that extra money that you have there. Not extra money, but it's the money you've earned. So who is more favored to win their division next season? The New York Jets or the Cincinnati Bengals?
Staying in the same 2 divisions, and I only looked at the top ones in both. I know the Jets are second in their division. Bengals, I would assume, are second in their division. I think the Ravens probably pose less of a threat than the Bills. I'll say the Bengals.
Simon, you are correct. It is the Bengals. If you get this next letter right, you will bank all of this money.
Oh, God, I'm so scared. I don't have any confidence because there's not a single word on here that I feel good about. R, because it's a common letter.
All right.
Please.
So common that there are 2 of them, Simon. You will have exactly 5 seconds to try to guess these 3 items, starting now.
Blob, stilts, bus trays.
Stop talking.
Blob stilts.
So it's not blob stilts.
Oh, I got the last
It's not-
word now.
There you go. All right, Simon, I banked all that money for you. And JL, we're going to come to you next. You get to either solve or you could take a question.
I mean, the second one is clearly must-sees, but I haven't figured out the first one or the third one. So I'll go with a question, please.
All right. Who's more favored to win their division next season? The Cleveland Browns or Miami Dolphins?
Dolphins or Browns? Let's go with the Browns.
JL, I'm sorry, you're incorrect. Eric, we're going to come to you. Who would you like a question or can you solve?
So clearly the second one is besties with an extra E, but I don't have the first or the third. So I will go for a question.
No,
If
Frank.
you ask me about
giving
fourth
that
place
word
in these
to
same
your
2 divisions, I'm going to be mad.
Eric, tell me, who's more favored to win their division next season? The Pittsburgh Steelers or New England Patriots?
Oh, man. the good news. This is based on betting line. Their odds,
Yes.
according to
At the FanDuel Sportsbook. Correct.
The good news is that these are two completely coherent and realistic fan bases that would not let their individual biases influence their betting habits.
Never.
I'm gonna say the bigger favorite is the Pittsburgh Steelers.
And you would be correct, Eric. What letter would you like to buy?
Give me a C.
C.
There are 2 C's, Eric. So that's going to give you
Aw.
$1,000. And you have the choice to buy a vowel, solve, or you can take a
I would like to solve. Now that I have ruled out besties with an extra E, it is glow sticks, costumes, and silverware.
That is correct, Eric.
Oh, I thought it was glue sticks. Oh, man.
I will have
no, please.
Should I call
please
Levi
finish
Stadium to
humping
see if
your
I'm
glue
allowed to
sticks
bring
in the
glue
parking
sticks?
lot.
Yeah, we need to know. We need to know.
Glowing costumes are also banned from Levi Stadium. So these guys are going to be going to Levi Stadium this season. Don't you dare bring any of those 3 because you won't be allowed in.
The glow sticks make sense. Risk of wildfire. You don't want those doing anything out there.
Clearly, I will never set foot inside of Levi Stadium. I bring my glowing costume everywhere I go, including the expo this weekend.
Where's the line between costume and showy outfit? Know what I mean? Like, at what point do they tell me, that's a costume? Like, you're no longer just dressed up for the night. You are in a costume, sir.
Well, this is why,
sorry, Mr. Security Officer. I am just expressing myself through my fashion sense.
Exactly.
The reason the costumes is on here was because that's why a lot of people. That's how I found the article with Taylor Swift. People are saying, "Well, what constitutes a costume at Taylor Swift?" Because everyone has been getting dressed up and having a great time, but like, where's that line?
I would argue upwards of like 90% of the attendees of this concert were wearing their Taylor Swift costume on the way in.
Do you think?
Yeah, a lot of flannel. You know how it goes.
All right. Well, do we have time for one more puzzle?
You might be able to squeeze one more in there.
All right. Let me see if I can find all right. I got to get this one in. All right. So the next puzzle is going to be bad team names. This is a bad team. Oh, go ahead.
Stop the show. I need to verify something. I think it's Dave's birthday.
I thought it was Dave's birthday the other day.
I think it's Dave's birthday. I don't know.
Well, Dave, if today's your birthday, I'm sorry for the happy birthday message I sent you a week or so ago on not your birthday.
Yeah.
And if today is not your birthday, then JL, sorry for saying happy birthday right now.
True.
I could have sworn I saw the balloons, like the birthday balloons on Dave's account last week. I think Grim might be. He might be playing with us. I don't know. We'll see.
Is this like it's 5 o'clock somewhere kind of thing?
It's Dave's birthday somewhere.
Always guys.
Dave's birthday somewhere. And Coop's birthday. So wish him happy birthday.
Guys.
Carlos stopping by. What's up, Carlos? The super chat for us. Carlos, appreciate it so much. And do not worry about not being able to stop by so much. We miss you and happy you're able to stop by and hang out with us sometimes, my friend.
If you got a question, Carlos, throw it in there. We'd love to answer it, especially since you gave us super chat there. All right. Yeah, so Dave says he doesn't know what Grim's talking about. So, all right.
Perfect. Happy birthday, Dave.
We got him in the early this year. All right, so this is bad team names. So, Eric, you saw that one correctly. Simon, we're going to come to you first. Would you like a question or would you like to solve?
I'll take a question.
All right. Who's more favored to win their division?
Team, right?
Yes, this is a bad fantasy football team name. A really, really bad one. Okay. All right. Who's more favored to win their division next season? The Jacksonville Jaguars or Kansas City Chiefs?
I think I am going to have to change one of the pub trivia questions for tonight, and this is the Jacksonville Jaguars.
That's incorrect. It's still the Chiefs. Very close, though.
I was about to say the Jaguars, I know, are one of the only teams at minus odds to win their division. I didn't check what the Chiefs were.
All right. JL, we're coming to you next. Question or would you like to solve?
Question.
All right. Who's more favored to win their division next season? The Chargers or the Titans?
Titans.
JL, that is incorrect. Eric, we're going to come to you. Would you like a question? Would you like to solve?
I guess it's not.
I will
believe in
take
the
a question
Titans.
about the same two divisions.
All right.
Only
What
that,
team's
though.
more favored to win their division? The Broncos or Colts?
The Colts.
You are correct, Eric. What letter would you like to guess?
I will take an S for say yes to the dress, apparently.
Yes.
There are 3 S's, Eric.
Wow, look at that. Huh.
Wow.
That's art right there.
I still have no idea what it is, so I'll take a question.
Would you like to buy a vowel
Right,
or
yeah.
take a question? You want to take a question? All
No.
Why
right.
is the right one bigger
I'm
than the
not
left
buying
one?
anything
I
here.
have no idea.
Who's more
Take
favored to
over.
win their division next season? The Eagles or Lions?
Ooh. I'll go with the Eagles.
That is correct, Eric. What letter would you like to guess?
I'll take a T.
T is
You
in Tom.
would take a T.
Classic T move
Eric,
right there.
that's going to get you $500 more. You can either buy a vowel or you can take a question.
Let's sweep it. I'll go for a third question.
All right. Which team's more favored to win their division next season? The Houston Texans or Las Vegas Raiders?
The Las Vegas Raiders.
Eric, I'm sorry. It's actually the Texans.
Oh, my beloved
Simon, we're going to come to
Texans.
you. Would you like to solve or would you like a question?
Give me that question.
All right. Who's more favored to
Please.
win their division next season? The Dallas Cowboys or Minnesota Vikings?
Cowboys have some other teams that are decent in their division. We'll go with the Minnesota Vikings.
Simon, I'm sorry. You're incorrect. JL, we're going to come to you. Would you like a question or would you like to
Man, I
solve?
started so hot in that
Question.
category.
All right. Who's more favored to win their division? The Packers or New York Giants?
Packers.
The Packers is correct, JL. What letter would you like to
Nice,
guess?
JL.
I'll go with a P, as in P.
Packers.
P is in Paul. JL, I'm sorry. There are no P's in this puzzle. Eric, we're going to come to you.
P is in.
Would you like-
Bonk.
Screw you, Paul.
Would you like a question or would you like to solve?
Give me the question.
All right. We're going to switch categories. We're going to go to total touchdowns. So these will be 2 players, and you tell me which one had more total touchdowns last season. That's receiving and rushing combined. All right.
Okay.
So total touchdowns. Who had more last year? Kenneth Walker or Devonta Smith?
Kenneth Walker.
You are correct, Eric. What letter would you like to guess?
I'll take an H. for
Good
H.
answer. Good answer. Bad answer.
Sorry,
My
Eric. There are
bad.
no H's. Simon, we're going to come to you.
Yeah.
Question, or would you like to solve? All right. Who had more total touchdowns last season, Devonta Adams or Justin Jefferson?
Ooh, that's a tough question. I should know
Devontae
this
Adams.
one.
Sorry about
Right there
that.
at the top of the list. We'll go with Justin Jefferson.
I'm sorry, Simon. That's
It was
incorrect.
Devontae
It's
Adams.
Devonta Adams.
Yeah,
Yep.
cool. Thanks.
JL, coming to you. Question, or would you like to solve?
Oh, I'd like to solve now.
Go ahead.
Just kidding. I need a question.
Oh,
You got me.
all right. Total touchdowns. Who had more last season, Jerick McKinnon or Travis Kelce?
Kelsey.
You are correct, JL. You saw through the trick. What letter would you like to guess?
Let's go with an L.
L for legume. There are 2 L's. JL, it's going to give you $1,000. Would you like to buy a vowel or would you like to solve? Or you
Yeah,
can
let's
take a
buy a
question.
vowel. Let's buy an A, please.
A. There are 1, 2
Mamma
A's.
mia. Some A's. I still got money? I still got money. Let's buy an E.
E for elephant.
That's it.
There are 3 E's.
Still got money?
You still got money. You can buy another vowel if you'd like.
All right, let's buy an I.
Risky.
There are 2 I's.
Oh.
All right.
Still got money?
You have 300. You don't have enough to buy a vowel. You can take a question or you can solve.
I will take a question.
All right. Who had more total touchdowns last season? Christian Kirk or AJ Brown?
AJ Brown.
You are correct. What letter would you like to guess? And this is your third letter? Yes, this will be your third letter.
Okay, I'll take an R, please.
R. That is correct, JL.
Not where I thought.
Was that JL? Was that your second or third?
I don't know. You told me it was my third.
I believe that was three.
Okay, I believe it was.
Right,
would you like to solve, JL?
Nah.
Okay.
Do it on the next time.
Wait, whoops, I can't transfer to 800 for some reason. Oh, wait, did I give you your money?
Don't worry about it. At the end, we can throw it down there.
Okay, sounds good. Eric, you're up next. 50-50 question, or would you like to solve?
Give me a question.
All right, who had more total touchdowns last season? George Kittle or Christian McCaffrey?
Christian McCaffrey.
You are correct. Eric, what letter would you like to guess?
I'll take an N.
N
for Niners.
Nancy.
Oh,
There are 4 N's.
Oh my God.
All right. Eric,
I still
would you like
have
to
no
buy
idea
a
what this is.
You.
Give me a question.
all right.
I'll just fill it in
50-50
so
question.
Simon can solve it.
Total touchdowns. Who had more last season? Miles Sanders or Nick Chubb?
I believe it was Miles Sanders.
Sorry, that'd be incorrect. Simon, we're coming to you. Would you
I'm
like to solve?
solving, and you have no idea how mad I am because I sat here the entire time thinking, my name fits there. And then every other letter that popped up, I was like, my first name still fits there. All I could think of is Simon. Well, the answer is Simon Gruna Valdez Scantling.
Simon, you're correct.
Wow.
I waited until we had someone on the show that I knew your name for this puzzle. It's been a little while. So, Simon, at the buzzer, I believe you got the win today. So
congratulations,
my friend.
Yeah, Joe, you're a little bit closer, but you still lost even with your 800 or your
Record
$1,000.
books, baby. I need history. History needs to know. Future generations.
4,900 for
I
JL.
need to know the accurate.
No, he
There we
just
go.
gets the 800, right? Not the full 1,000 because he didn't solve. Well, guys, that
that's
is
right. I'll take
going to
I'll
be
take
it for us today. Eric, I want to thank you so much for taking the time to come and hang out with us today and play some Fantasy Fortune.
Yeah, that was a ton of fun. I knew the answer. I just don't know how to pronounce your last name, so I had to keep guessing.
That's fair. But don't let not knowing how to pronounce someone's last name stop you from doing anything. Just plow through with all the confidence of someone who knows
Believe in yourself.
everything. Believe in yourself and believe in your pronunciation skills. Guys, that is going to be it for us. Everybody who tuned in and hung out with us, hung out with Eric, hung out with Joey and JL as well, I guess. Thank you so much for taking the time. We'll be back tomorrow for more fantasy football game show fun at 3 p.m. Eastern time. But before that, if you guys want to play some pub trivia with us, if you guys want to take home the title instead of myself, Eric, JL, Joey, you can play along tonight. All you have to do is download the Better Sports Network app. We're going to be live at 8 p.m. Eastern time for some MCU pub trivia. So we're going to have 20 of our typical front yard fantasy questions and 10 FYF NFL X MCU questions. Some of that Marvel Cinematic Universe coming your way. Joey has been preparing all weekend, watching every MCU film in existence.
I've seen some of them. I have.
Well, guys, that is going to be it for us. As a last reminder, please go sign up for Pros with Joes. It is truly an awesome event that Eric has put together here, helping out a bunch of different causes. Check out the analyst plane, see ones you'd want to play with, see charities you care about, and have some fun doing it. Until tomorrow, though, that is going to be it for us. See you guys on another time. Adios, everyone.
Love you, Eric. We love you, chat.
Those movies.